Oh yeah.
Hello, Seamus. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the worst time.
So this is it, huh? As far as I can see, strawberries and more strawberries.
Yeah, we've got a few here, all right. About 2.5 acres in this field.
2.5, right?
Another half acre on another spot over on the other side.
How many pickers do you have here?
There's about 15 pickers most days, I suppose. When at the height of the season, right now, we'd have about 15, you know.
I live in a nearby town, Clonmel, but it's quite enjoyable, really.
I'd say it is. Geez,
Everyone's kind of around the same age, so we have a laugh. You know, it's nice just to relax or whatever.
These ones here are El Santa. You can see them there. They're nice and ripe at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're quite nice at the moment. There's another one here now.
Okay.
These are called Florence.
Right.
Just to find a few ripe ones. They're only just starting it.
They look different, all right.
Here's a nice one.
Today we're going to make this cake, which originally I kind of used as a wedding cake. You know, I need good intense strawberries.
Right.
And you have a few raspberries as well, have you?
I have raspberries on the other side. See
The
them
birds
over
eat
there?
off these, do they?
They would eat a few. You'd see the blackbirds in there, all right. But we try and keep them. If we keep them picked.
Oh. There's little chance of me picking as many as that. Today we're making a White Forest Gateau, right? This is what I call. It's kind of like Black Forest Gateau, but in a white way. It's a bit of a celebration of really fantastic Irish produce here. I mean, we've got the raspberries at the height of the season, little red jewels, and the strawberries are so, you know, floral and really nice at the moment.
They're the ones you picked yourself?
Yeah, these are the ones we picked earlier in the farm, the strawberry farm. So, clean hands, break the eggs into the bowl, right? We need 11 eggs, and I add my sugar. Now, there's 320 grams of sugar going in there. Okay. Whip it up over this thing called a bain-marie, hot water, and it's for things that you don't want to expose to direct heat. Now, just pop that onto the machine. Now I'm going to make the syrup, right? It's kind of a white rum syrup. I've got my water here, 300 grams of sugar would do me, even square, even Steven. Throw in our alcohol and reserve for later. And we're just going to sieve plain flour into it. Now you want to mix it with the least amount of strokes as possible. So, right. And of course I've measured all that's going everywhere like that, so don't worry about that. Now you can see that's nice and silky. I haven't lost too much air. And that. Even when you're putting it into the rings, take care. Now we throw them into a hot oven, not too hot, and not like a roast either, like 300 degrees is for a roast, for chicken roast, like that. 350 degrees, but not as hot as a pizza either, somewhere in between.
So how long will that take, Seamus?
Oh, about 20 minutes there now. Right, so we take the milk, there's about 500 mils of milk here, about a pint, and into the pot, stainless steel pot, heavy bottom, over medium to high heat. And vanilla is one of my favourite things in the world. It's a really sexy flavour to it, you know. Now, into the milk, and you can see the little seeds, like, just let them out. You can always tell how fresh an egg is by how bouncy the white is going between your fingers. The yolks and the sugar, right? Now the next thing is we're going to do, when we made this nice and dissolved, is put in some flour. Now you could also use a mixture of flour and corn flour. The corn flour would give it a nice shine and a stronger body. We're going to introduce some gelatine leaves, right? Now a lot of you might have never seen these. These are commercial gelatine leaves. You can get them from your friendly grocer in the cash and carry. So I'm going to soak these, just snap them in half there. Soak these in some cold water. About 5 minutes, they'll soften up, and then we can dissolve them into the hot liquid here now. This is just coming to the boil there now, even though I was watching it. And I'm just putting it in there. Okay, and back in the pot. And you can see this is becoming straight away nice and custardy. I'm going to take a bit of butter, say about 50 grams of unsalted butter. Now, there's my gelatine leaves, and I'll just press them and you'll allow water out and into the custard mix. Whisk away. Room temperature chocolate. just going to mix the chocolate into the custard. Now, I'm not going to be too bothered if there's a few chunky bits, because the people will say, ooh, chunky bits, like chocolate chips. I'm going to add in the harder strawberries, and they're going to cool this down so quickly that I can then add in my raspberries, which are more fragile. Here's the raspberries. Now, of course, if this was for a wedding, I'd be chanting love songs and love potions into it. Now, that's perfect, right? So there's a little bit of sponge, you can almost just hear that. Yeah. Right now, the cakes are cooling behind me there, and so, yep. The next thing is, and this is still malleable, it hasn't started to set yet, so I'm fairly good there. I'm just going to whip up my cream now. Now, the cake's still slightly warm, but I want to proceed with caution. Now, if this was in any way warm, I would stop and wouldn't proceed, right? Because that would break the cream. But if it's too cold, you better be really ready with your cakes to receive it, because once it starts to set with the cream, there's no going back, and it will continue to set. Okay, so now, just collect up the cake there now. It's still just marginally warm, but it'll be all right. We'll motor on. And this is the way you cut the cake, right? You need a good bread knife, and you just make an incision around the side of it like this, which acts as a guide for when you go into the cake. Right, I'm turning it, and then you can go straight in, not to worry about going crooked. Right. Now, and you see that's got a lovely crumb, nice yellow texture, it's very light. And now we've got the syrup. So, as I said, you could mist it with a flour mister or plant mister. Right. And here's you can see that's getting a little bit more body there. And just put another layer of cake on it. We'll throw this into the freezer now, and within 10-15 minutes we hope to serve it. I've got just water here. It's about 250 mils there, 300 mils. Some sugar, elderflowers. We don't want the stems. The stems are a small bit bitter. Because I just found this amazing white rose and these elderflowers, I'm going to try to get a very floral tone into a coulis, you know. Get broken up. Strawberries. And we just want to bring this up to the boil, and then we'll puree it. Now the steam I'm getting from this is really, really quite something.
Watch yourself now.
Yeah, it's lovely, lovely bounce to it. You can see, and that's only been what 5-10 minutes. Okay. So, see?
You're right.
Now, if you wanted to give it a bit of a glaze, you just give it a sprinkling of sugar like this, and then caramelize the sugar on the top of it.
So basically the sugar is turning brown.
Sugar is browning there, like making a creme brulee. The cakes are ready. Come one, come all. Floral coulis. This is the white rose and elderflower, and it's so creamy.
It's agony waiting for you to finish that.
I know.
It was definitely worth giving up the dinner for.
Next week, I think.